And we are live. Extravagant Fragrances here. What's going on, everybody? Yes, sir. We got some neat things set up tonight. We are streaming on a few different platforms, actually. But honestly, hold on a second. I'm about to go live here on Instagram, too. Let's see here. How's it going, everybody? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Where are you viewing in from? TikTok. How are you doing? Good evening. How's it going, everybody? Extravagant Fragrances here. How's it going? Let's see here. How's it going? Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for joining the live. Like and share. Like and share. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for joining the live. Welcome. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in on this Saturday night. How's it going? Delvis, thanks for joining in. James, thanks for joining in. Ava, thanks for joining in. Like and share when you get a chance. Nobody can see me. Don't worry. We got the green screens tonight. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining in. Welcome to Extravagant Fragrances. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Paloma, thanks for joining in. Vanillin, thanks for joining in. Aslin, thanks for joining in. Juan, thanks for joining. Like and share. Gloria, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Like and share. YouTube. Who's viewing in here? YouTube, how's it going, everybody? We are live. Nancy, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks for joining in. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining in. Like and share, you get a chance. Thanks for joining in. We'll wait till some more people come in. Thank you for joining in. Like and share. Thank you for joining in. Like and share. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining in. Like and share. Thank you for joining in. Like and share, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Wait till some more people come up here in the chat. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. YouTube, what's going on, everybody? Can you see the live stream nice and clear? Let me know if you can hear me on your end. Oh shit, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Like and share. Thanks for joining in. What's going on, everybody? Who's viewing in? Put it in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Like and share. Thanks for joining in. Luke, thanks for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Like and share. Tony, thanks for joining in. Wait till some more people come in. Hey, there's like nobody on right now. It's like kind of like it's still it's still people coming in, so yeah. Me. People coming good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining in. Are you gonna go to the store? Okay. YouTube, can you see me? Can you hear me? Who's viewing it from YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Facebook. What's going on, everybody? We got a couple people in here. We're just getting started tonight. I'm not going to delay too long, but because this is going to be basically this is going to be pre-recorded, and then this will get put back out onto the other platforms. But until then, let me just jump straight into it. So today we actually finally launched the long-awaited fragrance, and that is the Remember Me fragrance. That fragrance is a premium fragrance that was made not too long ago. I would say probably about a month ago, and I just finally got that in. We carry that in the 12 ml. That is this size right here. Hold on a second. Let me put this back. Green screen's not letting me. There it is. Boom. 12 ml right there. And this is also going in the wholesale as well. So we've got this in two sizes. We've got this in the 12 ml. We also have it in the 16 ounce as well. And then we have a third package, which is the 16 ounce with a dozen empty Tolas. This is the 12 ml dipstick. Let me just open this so you can see. And this is it. Hold on a second. It's a little plastic applicator right here. And this is what you pour it in right here. This is really good. It's a premium fragrance. This is not something that I would personally put in a cheap bottle, but this is what it comes in right here. If you are interested in wholesale, it comes in this size right here. The cans come sealed. as you can see right here. And it's just an overall really premium fragrance. It's just loud. I mean, it's got a lot of hang time to it. It passed. I like to put it through a few different tests, and that is the go to bed test, right? Where I put on the fragrance, I swipe it on, I go to bed, I wake up in the morning. If it's still on me, that's a good fragrance, right? Then I've got the hand washing test, okay, and basically how that goes is I'll swipe the fragrance on, right, boom, put it on there. I'll go throughout the day. I'll wash my hands a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 times, right? If it passed the hand washing test / voodoo test, then that's a good smelling fragrance. That's a good quality fragrance. So far, the Remember Me has passed those 2 tests. It's passed the compliment test, and I've gotten tons of compliments on this fragrance right here. Remember Me. I will pin it right here, so anybody who's viewing in can check it out. This is my latest fragrance. I just posted this today, and you will not be disappointed. It's got some floral notes in it. It's got some mango undertones. It's a very layered. It's a very layered fruity fragrance. It's fresh. YouTube, you see my plastic shells in the back? Got the green screen going. How do you like my fake perfume background? My fake perfume shop background. So yeah, it's just got some really good projection. It's got a really good sillage. So it's got a lot of hang time to it. And again, just an overall like quality fragrance. I put this on, I get compliments wherever I go in this fragrance right here. It's not overpowering as far as the mango goes. Like, you really don't notice I mean, it's there, like you could smell the fruitiness of it, but it's not overly exaggerated. It's not overly prominent, like, let's say, a regular mango fragrance, right? You've got some layers in there, but this is it. This is the 12 ml. This right here, with regular use, you'll probably be using this. It might take about, depending on how you're using it, you could be hanging on to this bottle for a couple months. With regular use, if you're using it every day, it only takes a swipe. Just this bottle right here. So let me just explain something here. I actually, because I'm in the business of fragrance oils and others, I don't, if it's for my personal use, I'm not going to go ahead and fill up a bottle like this. Why? Because it's like, I'm already in the business. I already carry like plenty of fragrances, and I just want something that I'm going to rotate. Usually when I'm carrying, over 200 different fragrances that I carry with Extravagant Fragrances here, I will rotate maybe, let's say, 3 to 4 fragrances, right? On the regular. I will rotate them out. And but when I'm rotating certain fragrances, I don't really want to have like a whole ton of fragrances in big bottles that I'm rotating. So usually I'll put it in like a 3 ml, which is a 3 ml is about a quarter size of this. It's a very small bottle, right? And just enough to be in my pocket, just enough for me to go through it. Usually a 3 ml will take me, depending on the fragrance, I never actually go through a whole 3 ml. So the Tola is really where it's the best value. And that's kind of like the only reason why I offer this size right here for retail. This is, if you are here in the TikTok shop, this particular fragrance is going for under $20, less than $20. If you're viewing from YouTube, guys, check out the website. I have the links below. but really premium fragrance, highly complimented. This is a great gift item as well. If you are on a budget. And so, but we carry over 200 different fragrances. Like I said, this is actually the lineup on my website, my main website, the exclusive section. We have an exclusive section, and this is one of the fragrances there. If you check out the website, we also have the imported fragrances as well. And so, it's all basically on the same quality, but it's all the same quality, but it's just the premiums are the fragrances that are made here in the U.S. and the imports are made. Obviously, they're made overseas. Thanks for joining in, Tristan. Thanks for joining in, Monica. Thanks for joining in. Give me a like and a share. If you're viewing from YouTube, somebody tell me, guys, can you hear the audio? I'm actually, this is a whole new setup that I'm going with right now. But I just want to know if everybody can hear me, or let me know. But this is the newest fragrance. If you're just stepping in, we got some more people coming in. This is the newest fragrance. It's called Remember Me. It's a highly complimented, extremely fragrant fragrance. I've had this in my pocket, and I can actually smell it basically permeating through my pocket. So that just goes to show the quality of it. So far, we're getting tons of compliments on the Remember Me fragrance. And like I said, this is in the exclusive section of the website, extravagantfragrances.com. You can check it out. This is the 12 ml, and we also carry this in wholesale. The wholesale we have is 16 ounce, which lasts you a very long time. That right now is going on the website for only $69.95, free shipping. That is wholesale, meaning you can go ahead and refill your own bottles however you like. I also have another kit in which you can take these bottles right here. So I also offer these in 12 ml. So you get a 1 pound, you get 16 ounces of the Remember Me premium fragrance oil. This is a fruity floral fragrance. It's unisex. And you can turn around and you can refill them into a dozen of these. So I get you started with these. If you're getting the dozen of the 12 ml, you can refill them and resell them. So I have that third kit, which comes with 16 ounces of the Remember Me, plus 1 dozen Tola. This is what you call a Tola, okay? 12 ml, and you can refill it up and resell them. So that's what we got, guys. Check out the website, and yeah, that's that. So what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining in. If you're viewing this live and you can hear me, go ahead and put it in the chat. YouTube, if you are viewing this live right now and you can hear me with no problems, go ahead and put it in the chat. Just type in I can hear you. Just want to make sure everything is working right. Aha. Walaikum salam, Prince of Real Estate. How you doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We're just going with a new setup. Let me know what you think of the the AI background here. We got some regulars. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was trying this because the webcam actually has it has a web like I'm sorry, it has the webcam actually has a microphone built into it. Nubian King, how you doing? Assalamu alaikum, brother. Look like Saudi. He said looks like Saudi. Yeah. We got some of our regulars in here. We always have a good time chatting it up whenever they come in. So, but yeah, the webcam, it's got a built-in camera or microphone. But I tried this the other day. I'm multi-streaming here, and it was just all the different streams were kind of just echoing in. And so I had to break out the regular mic, which is right here, and attach this up. So yeah, sometimes the algorithm takes a little while. They know who views, they know who checks in, who's watching. But this is the newest fragrance, guys. This is the Remember Me fragrance that I was talking about. I was trying to come up with a name for it, and this is the premium fragrance that I just came up with. So this is wholesale, this is retail. This right here, this is on the website. This is the 12 ml super premium fragrance, guys. If you're into like a fruity / floral type of fragrance, this is it right here. And so then we've got the wholesale. We've got a few of these here in stock. This is the 16 ounce, and you could just basically, I need to get myself a dedicated background like green screen, but this is what we're rolling with today. You guys know me. I just kind of, sometimes I don't like to overthink stuff. So, but anyways, so this is it. And then I have this also in the 16 ounce plus. You get 12 of these bottles right here, wholesale. So we got the 12 ml, we got the Tola, plus we have the dozen 12 ml dipsticks. So that's it, guys. But yeah. So I just generated this background here, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this one. I'm gonna be experimenting with some different backgrounds. I wish I was in a perfume shop in Saudi right now. What else we got here? Let's see where our viewers are viewing in from here. Okay, everybody's YouTube. How's it going, everybody? Who else is on YouTube? What's the weather like, guys? Where you guys are at? Yeah, so we've got some new things. Whoever's viewing in here, we've got some new things that we are going to introduce. We're going to be extravagant fragrances. We're going to be just to give a few updates on the website. We have some things that I personally don't really like about my website. So the user interface, we're going to be changing some things around on that. When we get a chance, we're actually going to be posting. I think I'm going to be switching platforms, guys. If you use the website regularly, I'm going to be switching platforms just because the platform that I use right now, I'm just like, I don't like how they have things laid out. What you need, babe? You all right? Did you eat? Eat something. Babe, there's some bread right there. Just make some bread. Have some bread. So, anyways, but yeah, we're gonna be switching some things up on the website, guys. Just moving to a whole new platform. Monica, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I want to switch some things up. I don't like how this platform is. It's just really weird. It's like the way it's set up, it's like I have to make a whole option set dedicated for one fragrance, and it just needs to be a lot more user friendly. When you go in there, it's like my regulars that go to the website, like they know, okay, you click on the item and then you add it to the cart, right? And then there's no issues. Um, the price shows up. They're able to see the price and then put it in the shopping cart. But it's the issue comes when I have like multiple options, like different sizes that I'm dealing with. And then so that's the issues. Like if there's like 1 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce, and I have all these different choices to choose from. When you go to the listing, it shows like the price is like 0, and then you have to actually click on the item, and then put it in your shopping cart, and then go to the shopping cart to see that like the actual price. So Monica says I was browsing last night and it was difficult to find products that had bigger sizes available. Yeah. So I'm gonna be they're there. If you click on it and it says like let me see, I could go to the website right now. Let's see here. TikTok, thanks for joining in. Zeke, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Got any questions? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm here. I carry over 200 fragrances, and I ship nationwide, guys. We also do exclusives. We carry handcrafted incense sticks, incense burning oils, incense supplies. Let's see, Monica. So we carry fragrance bottles. Okay, let's go here to the, for example, like the wholesale body oil kits. Let's see. Okay, so perfect example. Okay, so I get the wholesale body oils, right? In the wholesale section. I go over to 16 ounce. It will show up. It will show the price of that, and then you come down. Okay, no problem there. Let's go to women's fragrances, for example. Okay, so as soon as I get to that page, I end up on the women's fragrance section. It shows all the prices. It shows 0. Okay, now I go over, I click on it. Okay, so that's the issue. As soon as when you very first see it, it shows a 0, but once you click on it, then the price shows up, right? And then you add to cart. But yeah, it shouldn't. They should just get rid of the whole default price, because when it comes to the fragrances, uh, there's no default. There's no default price on a fragrance. So they should just either remove that, or I don't know. I'm thinking of switching over to Shopify, to be honest with you. Yeah, yeah, Monica. So yeah, that's another thing, and also um, I'm also going to be, let's see here, trying something in here. Boom. I'm going to be updating the graphics for the incense sticks. I'm going to be updating the artwork. I haven't quite decided yet for the bottles, because I need to get the artwork done. But for the bottles, I want to upgrade the artwork, because I've got the ability to print. I just got a new printer, so I've got the ability to print some more, like basically like premium labels for the fragrances that I'm carrying. So I'm going to be trying to go with a whole new layout on that. And then another thing that I've got in the works right now is I'm going to be I'm actually working on introducing a whole new product, a whole new line. Same fragrances, but I haven't quite decided like um, on revealing what that is yet. So, but it's basically, like I said, it's going to be the same fragrances. It's just like with the fragrance business, where you could pop the cap off, boom, and pour it into something. There's just so many different avenues you can go, and so this this printer is going to allow me to move into different avenues, being that the branding is going to be easier to do. It's going to help customers differentiate what they're getting, right? And it's just going to make the product stand out a bit more, you know. So, yeah. But that's just how it is. Like when you're dealing with, can you make the price disappear? Um, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. I've dealt with the tech guys at this platform, and honestly, sometimes they don't even know what they're doing. So that's something, sometimes like it's like when you want stuff done right, you kind of have to like figure it out yourself. You know, it's like when you go to like a store or something, it's like there's people that are just there and they're there, but they're not there, and it's just like you ask them a question about a product knowing that they don't know. And it's just like you already know. It's like I'll figure it out myself. So it's kind of like one of those things with this platform, which I don't really like. But I don't know. I hear Shopify's got a good reputation. They're always, the marketing game. They're always on top of marketing. So that's why I might switch over to Shopify. And I also have a family member who is with Shopify. So we'll see. Sometimes when companies have been in the game for a long time, they just have more tools and they have a better understanding of what their customers are looking for. So yeah, it's just I need to switch. I need to switch it up. Um, but yeah, as you can see here, we are multi-streaming right now. Let's see what platforms everybody's viewing in from YouTube right now. But we are connected right now to multiple different platforms. Actually, we're live streaming from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms right now. So there's that. And but yeah, how are things in Seattle, Monica? You said cold and rainy. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little. You just You just got into your Cambodian oud. Did you buy some? That's a very out of all the ouds. The Cambodian oud is very distinct. That's a very distinct smell. Mind and Body Company, how are you doing? Thanks for joining in. We're just hanging out, having some fragrance talk tonight. I honestly, I really just, I have a big passion for the fragrances, guys. You guys know that. I'm sorry, you ladies. Excuse me. Yeah, I have a big passion for the fragrance here at Extravagant Fragrances, and it's just nice to be able to talk fragrance with other people who are like-minded. I actually was talking to one of the locals. He's been in the fragrance business for a very long time. This guy's known me since I was. It's funny. I know I knew you since you was on the porch. Meaning he knew me since I was a little kid. But we were talking fragrance the other day. I'll share kind of what we talked about. But Monica K says, I haven't smelled other ones yet. I bought the Cambodian because I'm Cambodian. Well, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I'm trying to figure out. I'm still getting used to this multi-stream platform. I'm trying to figure out how to take the comment down and put different comments up so people can kind of see what is going on. Um, okay, we're just messing around here. Let's see. Uh, yeah, but the Cambodian oud, I have about well, I've got the incense sticks, and then I've got the a Cambodian oud blend. And let me tell you, one thing I've noticed about those two fragrances, they both have that distinct smell. So, for example, like if you've ever smelled some of the other ouds, like the Dehen al Oud, right? It's just a night and day difference. Like they're two totally different fragrances, two totally different ouds. I find Cambodian oud to be a bit sweeter uh, than than the Dehen al Oud. The Dehen al Oud is more of like that's got some that's got some heavy muskiness to it. You know, that's something that I could see like the Cambodian oud is very sweet. Uh so let's see here. Yeah. It is a very sweet fragrance. But the one that I have, it's a blend. And but the Cambodians, they do it right over there, you know. So Monica says she got a wild one and a plantation one, and the wild one is sweeter. Really interesting. I wonder what is it about the plantation one and the wild one that makes the wild one sweeter. Maybe it's, I don't know. If I were to take a wild guess, I would say that the, this is just me guessing, but I would say if it's grown wild, the the roots kind of go where they want to go, right? I just know that like things that are grown in the wild, they have a tendency to, the roots kind of want to venture where they want to venture, right? Because there's there's not a lot of nutrients that are closer to the surface, so the roots are like, okay, we got to start seeking out nutrients. And so what happens is these roots kind of like spread out and they go wherever they want to go, and they go deep. And so the deeper the roots go, I think that they tap into other nutrients that are deeper down in the ground, that are probably better than what is closer to the surface. This is just me thinking, as I'm into gardening, you know what I mean? That's just my wild guess. As opposed to, let's say, let's say a plantation where it's like all the nutrients are readily available, they're right there. The tree doesn't have to really, the roots don't have to go too far to collect the wild nutrients, if you will, as opposed to the wild tree. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me throwing it out there, taking a wild guess. I just know that if you find like some wild plants, for example, if I grow, let's say, peppermint on my balcony, right? Uh, or I grow peppermint at home. The peppermint at home is going to be different than the peppermint that I can find in the wild. It's just the wild peppermint is way stronger. I don't know what it is about it, but that's just kind of like my guess. Um, Here in Pennsylvania, you can find peppermint wild. It's all over the place, and kind of like there on the West Coast. Like if you're in California, kind of like how the sage grows really wild. The peppermint here in Pennsylvania grows wild. It's so funny because I have a Moroccan family member, and she just loves it. Like we will get peppermint periodically, and we'll give it to her. She likes to make her Moroccan tea and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I have so many different spots right now. Like, well, not right now because it's not springtime, but like when spring and summer hits, I have multiple spots where I can go and pick some wild peppermint. Monica says, yes, I've picked wild sage in California before. It's very strong. Yeah. Um, yeah, California sage is amazing stuff. I've picked some stuff too. And she said in Seattle, lavender and rosemary grows wild, and it is really strong. Interesting. So the that's another thing. Yeah, it's another thing back in California is the rosemary grows wild. I remember I was leaving the gym one day, and there was a gym member that was walking either to or from her car, and she said, "Is that rosemary that that I'm looking at?" And it was literally a whole bush, like the landscape. So here in PA, we've got like pine trees, and all the landscapers, they're always pruning the pine bushes and all this stuff. But in California, they use rosemary as a landscape, as a bush that's regularly trimmed. And when I got to smell it, I'm like, my God, that is rosemary. And I actually snipped a few of them. I took them home and cooked it up with some meat. But rosemary with lamb, like a leg of lamb. Oh my God, yeah, that's That is something really good. It's really good. Yeah. You said you had to take some home and take some home too. Exactly. I mean, think about what you pay for rosemary in the grocery store. Just a few little snippets of rosemary. It's very expensive, you know. But whoops. Who else we got joining in? Who else is viewing? What states are you all viewing in from? So, anyways, so today I don't know if Monica, if you've seen, but you can go and check it out. I just I just posted the remember me as a Bangladeshi fragrance oil seller, because you know the Bangladeshis, they're big into this business. So my AI character, he's up there. It's like a 2 minute long character. We had one of the viewers that requested that I do more of the AI characters, and so I was just toying around with that last night and posted that. It was like a 2 minute video. Hold on, yeah. Monica said that was funny. Yeah, I like it because you can kind of like put your own twist to it and just like make them say like unexpected stuff. Oh, um, I'm sorry, I posted your comment, but yeah. That's it, Monica. That is it. The mango fragrance. That is the new mango. The Remember Me fragrance. That's the new mango. It is on the website. You can check it. Let me see if I can leave a link. I'll leave links here in the comments. Let's see, hold on a second. But I've got that in about 3 different packages, and that is going to be the for just people just wanting it for personal use. That is coming in the 12 ml Tola right here. Let me see if I can get that in the chat. Okay, so that, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? Yeah, so that's the 12 ml. I think I have it pretty reasonably priced for a premium in a 12 ml bottle, and then I have it in the wholesale. So you go straight from 12 ml to wholesale, and that is the 16 ounce. So if you're just looking, if you have your own bottles, you can get this in the 16 ounce. And oh, thank you. I'm glad you like that bottle. And then I have another kit that I offer the the 16 ounce with those actual bottles, so you can refill them to kind of get you started. You can refill them and sell them. And those, yeah, so you get 16 ounces of that, and then you get a dozen of the 12 ml dipsticks. Those are dipsticks, Monica. Yeah, those are all coming in dipsticks. But so far, so good. I've gotten a lot of great compliments on that fragrance. I have one follower, and he probably has to be, honestly, he's probably one of my most regulars. Like everything that I come out with, he's on it. He's already trying it out. But he's like, this is gonna be my new go-to now. So yeah. So that's going out. We got some of that going out. We got some people that have tried it already in the wholesale kits. TikTok, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Thanks for joining the live. We got some new things coming. More new things coming all the time, guys. Brother James, how are you doing? Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. Yeah, James says, he says, I remember me is fire. Yeah, so it's there on the website now. It's available. If you are looking for that, the Remember Me is ready to go. And here, the great news is, guys, is I'm actually gonna have more. Hopefully, I'm gonna have more fragrances of that quality. So, yeah, just stay tuned because see, especially like with now, people want things cheap, people want inexpensive stuff. Um, for me, it's about the quality. Uh, when you're dealing with the anything that has to do with the sense of smell. Your smell is connected to memories. Your smell is connected to emotions. And so when you are evoking certain emotions in people, I can't really put a price tag on that. That's good to hear, James. How are your clients doing? I know you say you're a personal trainer. How's your clients doing with the what do they think of the fragrances that they got? So yeah, like I have this week coming up. What is it? Is this is this Sunday? I believe this is Sunday. Um I have some fragrances going out that one of them I'm gonna have one of my connects to identify this fragrance, which is the Anna Ashok, because I don't know if if it's under different names, uh, or if it's something that he can get made for me. So that's going out. That's actually going out to two different guys that I deal with. BMC. We get some good feedback on that. We're getting some good feedback on the Remember Me. Uh so Prince of Real Estate says, what is the best scent you ever smelled? And you want to know something? Prince of Real Estate. So honestly, if I tell you, I couldn't be able to even get my hands back on it. I don't think it's just one of those. Um, it's just one of those fragrances that I've smelled it, and I was never able to identify it again. Oh, get out of there! Hold on, the rabbits. Oh gosh, this rabbit, she's free roaming the house right now, and she's just like she found a little way to get into a place where she's not supposed to be. Hold on, guys. Ruby, come out, come out of there. Oh well. Oh well. So like I was saying, this fragrance There was somebody that gave me a swipe of it. I was in the masjid one time. Somebody swiped it. He said, listen, he said, he's like, you're not going to be able to find this anywhere. I'm thinking it was a blend. It was stronger than anything that I've ever smelled. It was a oud. It smelled like a white oud, like natural oud blend, but just on a whole different level. And I still haven't found anything that smells exactly like that. When he put it on my wrist, I kind of rubbed it in. It got into my jacket, and that fragrance stayed in my jacket for weeks. Weeks. I would probably even say maybe a month later it was still there because at the time I was a personal trainer, and I let my clients smell. I'm like, this has been in my jacket for over a month now. It must have been a month or weeks, one or the other. But we got some questions here on TikTok. Josh says, have I tried uh, Eau de Parfum Ocean Prada? I have not. I'm sorry. Yeah, I deal mostly with the fragrance oils. Um, I have some that compared to designer types, but I have a couple Prada ones. But I have not smelled that one yet. I'll probably come across that, Josh. So Prince of Real Estate. So I wish I could. That's why, man, I'd really love to travel and smell, kind of broaden my horizon in regards to different fragrances, because that fragrance, I've never smelled anything that potent. I've never smelled something that just stays in your clothes like that before. That had to be. I mean, if I were to take a wild guess, I would probably say that fragrance is probably one of those few $100 fragrances, per 3 ml. You know what I mean? Um, but that's probably my favorite. If I could ever get that fragrance again, I would probably say that is my favorite. Just because it's like, you want stuff you can't have. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it is sometimes. So maybe that's why. Uh, so so BMC, that is on the website. Do you remember me is on the website right now? I just posted it this morning. I was literally falling asleep as I was doing it. I was sitting here doing the AI, the little AI character, and I was dozing off, and I'm like, I can't doze off because if I doze off, the app, the software that I'm using, it will kind of close up on me, and it will just kind of interrupt everything that I had set up. So, uh, yeah, I was dozing off as I was trying to make that video. You said the Prince of Real Estate, the old swipe trick. Man, you're in sales, man. You already know. You already know how it goes. We call that the ownership close. That's what I love about this business um is that it's easy to do ownership closes because you're just walking. You could be going. I've walked up to people in like restaurants before, and I'm like, and I just for fun, I'm like, let me see if I can close this guy. And I'm like, just build up a few minutes rapport. Boom. Hey, are you into fragrance? That's all you need to tell me. If you tell me I'm into fragrance, what do you get? And then I let them smell something, and I watch their face just change, and that jaw drop. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Ownership closes really easily, really easy. Oh God, this rabbit, God, she is not. If you don't know anything about rabbits, they're nocturnal, and they like to get behind things and hide out. And hold on, guys, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Anyways, I'm sorry. Come here, Ruby, come over. uh so let's see, we got some more comments here in this in the chat. James says so James says yes sir, Ruby. Yes, sir. I'll actually get in their fragrances tomorrow when I train. The client smelled them through the bag, and they smell really good. I may grab some. Remember me since it's on your site now. Yeah, I've got it on the website, and right now it's on the website. It's only what, $13.99 free shipping. Uh, BM says, can you describe the white oud? I'm thinking about buying it. So the white oud is, I've been told, I like to kind of go by what other people are saying sometimes, because everybody kind of gets a little something different. But the white oud, I would say, it to me, it's just a real clean scent. It's just a really clean. Best thing I could tell you, it there is some woody notes there. I would say it probably smells like a really expensive premium oak. Okay. I just remember it was a family member that was showering, and they were using a shower gel, and it was called oak and bourbon. And I thought, I was like, what is that? What is that fragrance? What are you putting? You putting some white oud in your shower gel? And he's like, no. And when he showed me what he was showering with, I was shocked, because I'm like, I've never smelled an oak fragrance like that before. This rabbit's tripping, y'all. Yeah, she's going back in her pen. um, so yeah, it's just got a lot of hang time. It lingers. It's one of those fragrances, like, it passed all the tests. The nighttime test, where you put it on, it's on you the next day. If you get it in your clothes, it's going to be in your clothes for a while. That's kind of how that smells. Um, but one of my top favorites, actually. So the Prince of Real Estate says, do you wear spray colognes? Uh, it depends. It really depends. Sometimes, I mean, if it's gifted to me, I'll wear it. It's not going to go to waste, you know. How about you, Prince of Real Estate? Do you wear sprays? But yeah, BMC. So if you are looking for something similar to the white oud as well, the Jennut is very similar. It has some similar characteristics to the white oud. Those two, neck and neck, I will say they're very, like, in the same family. I can't really pinpoint the notes, especially like with Jennut. Some people have told me Jennut is like, it smells like someone said it smells like patchouli, or notes of patchouli. I don't know if I smell patchouli in that, but it's definitely one of those, like, heavy lingering attention grabbers. That just kind of stays in the air. Prince of Real Estate says, I like Al Haramain Golden Oud, 50-year-old oud. Yeah, Al Haramain, they do some really good fragrances, I have to say. I'll be honest with you. They make some premium stuff. But they do I do notice they have different grades, you know. Uh this rabbit. Yeah, they do different grades. And like it's like almost like the one I think it was a seal, or they make the most expensive fragrance in the world, called Shamook. I think it's called Shamook. And this fragrance is just a really premium. Hold on a second, guys. Let's see. Trying to find that. Trying to find this fragrance. Who is that? Who makes Shamook? The world's most expensive fragrance. I think at one point it was, I want to say it was DKI. I'm sorry, DKNY. At one point they produced the world's most expensive fragrance, and then there was then you had Clive Christian, I believe that was in there, and then most recently it is it is it's not Al Haramain. It is let's see here. I'm pulling it up right now, guys. It's out of Dubai. It's called Shamook. It is right here. It says Dubai has created a furor by launching the world's most expensive perfume. Over the years, Dubai has become synonymous with luxury and flashy display of wealth. With the world's tallest, largest, and flashiest, it always thinks big. Dubai is now home to the world's most expensive perfume, the Royale perfume Shamook, unveiled by the Spirit of Dubai by Nabil. That's it, Nabil. Uh, Embellished with jewels, it cost a whopping 1.29 million, and the luxurious bottle 1.97 meters tall. According to the man behind the new perfume, Asghar Adam Ali, chairman and master perfumer at Nabil Perfumes Group companies, Shamook is homage to the spirit of Dubai. So this perfume right here, it says adorned in topaz, pearls, 18 karat gold, and pure silver. So I mean, you got metals. I mean, it's not hard to understand. But this thing is huge. It's like this big container. It's got enough perfume in it to last you a few years. And it's mechanical. So you press a button. Like that's the one thing I've noticed. One of the trends with the Middle East is they are switching over to some of the Western style way of doing fragrances. And then, but it's interesting because over here in the West, you have people that are starting to look more towards the Eastern way of doing fragrances, which is the oil, right? So, but Shamook, they've got a button. You go and you press this button, and it like sprays out like a little mist. Uh, Monica says it's so true. Yeah, I'm over here. I'm wowed by their old ways of doing fragrance, and they're wowed by the way the West does fragrances. It's interesting. Um, so it's got. Let's see, what else does it have here? It's got 7 key elements of pearl diving, falconry. Let's see. It also has. It's modeled in gold and silver and ornamented with the highest quality VVS diamonds and precious stones. I'm sure many of you, like me, would be wondering what the fragrance of the world's most expensive perfume smells like. Well, it's a combination of sandalwood, musk, Turkish rose. I actually have some Turkish rose, patchouli, lang lang, and Indian agarwood. Interesting. Indian agarwood. Um, let's see what else. Diamonds. What else? So, but yeah, whenever I think Indian agarwood, I'm thinking like the I usually have a tendency to think of the Shamamoto oud. It's a sweeter oud. And Lang Lang of all things, really? Lang Lang? Worn by both men and women, it's estimated to last on the skin for more than 12 hours and up to 30 days on fabric. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They got it. They got the stuff. They got the stuff over there that will last on your clothes for a whole month. Yeah, Monica says 99% of the cost is in packaging. Exactly. Which is why I had to upgrade my printer because I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to do some different things here, packaging wise. So the brother James says, brother, have you ever smelled White Water Rush body lotion for men? Reason I ask, if you have an oil similar to that, I would in the get it. The lotion is one of my favorite scents. White White Water Rush. I'm not really familiar. I have to be honest. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing sometimes when people ask me, "Do you know this fragrance or that?" I, I'm sorry. I just there's some fragrances I just don't know. Um, but what are some of the notes in that? If you can fill me in on that. But back on that Shamuk, it actually that Nabil is actually. I mean, they're good. They got some good stuff, but they don't really they don't really come off as a company that would make the world's most expensive fragrance. So that I don't they don't kind of strike me like that kind of company. But again, I mean, again, they do have some good stuff. It's just usually to me, if somebody is producing that kind of fragrance, it's usually going to be uh, a manufacturer whose fragrances are really out of reach of the common person. And Nabil doesn't produce fragrances that are out of reach of the common person. Like you can get a lot of their fragrances like not really that expensive, you know. Let's see here. Prince of Real Estate says, "What do you think of Macy's colognes? Do you think they're worth the prices?" No, that's an easy no. I don't think they're worth their prices. But again, it's like Monica was saying, 99% of the cost is in the packaging. Yeah, what are they paying for? You got to think like they're dealing with the commercials, they're dealing with ads, they're dealing with paying the models to model that fragrance, and the custom bottles. Uh, they're dealing with custom bottles as well. So yeah, I don't think they're worth the price. Although there are some fragrances that, like the originals, for example, that I'm just like, the originals really are better, you know. Uh, then you have like some duplicates I think are better than the originals. But yeah. Like Escape, for example. That's one fragrance. Uh One of my cousins, that's like his go-to. That's like a Escape is like a really timeless throwback fragrance. I just think it never gets old. But the for a long time I couldn't find anybody that had a good duplication of that. I finally did, and it smells very similar, very very similar. But still, I still like the original actually. A little bit goes a long way with that. I still think it's a good quality fragrance. And it's not expensive. There's some of the originals out there just I think are cost too much. More than they're worth, and just don't really have a lot of hang time to them. So James said, so the fragrance he was talking about earlier was the let's see here. James was saying that the fresh white water, aromatic bergamot, and white cedar. That sounds really good, actually. I've actually been getting into the. I just know that like anything that's got cedar in it, that's like a cedar is like a to me. It's like it has a premium smell to it. Anything with cedar has a premium smell without the heavy price tag, right? Without the hefty price tag. Also oak, like the bourbon and oak that I had mentioned in the body wash. It has a uh, a premium smell without that big price tag, you know. And believe it or not, actually, the Egyptian musk has cedar in it. Sweetland, thanks for joining in. Like and share. We're just talking fragrance tonight. What are some of your favorite fragrances, guys? Just having some fragrance talk tonight. So I was talking the other day. I was actually talking to one of the locals. We were talking, our fragrance talk, because I mean, I'll sit up here on this platform and I'll talk fragrance, but outside of this is kind of conversation I have like with my friends who are actually in this business. Like we will sit there, we'll sit on the phone, we'll talk for about a good solid hour sometimes just about fragrance. And he was telling me he knew a brother out in Georgia, and he said I was telling him that we were talking about premium fragrances. He said, bro, he's like this guy in Georgia. He knew he would fly all the way to India. He'd take about $15,000 with him, stock up on all the premium stuff over there, and then bring it back here to the U.S. He said he would have a line all the way down the street on his house, in front of his house, people waiting for when he came back, which I just thought was just pretty interesting. Thought I'd share that little story. He's like he's never heard from that brother after that, but yeah, I knew a supplier out of Philly that used to do that. He actually had a business visa, and he would frequent Saudi Arabia. Um, he'd go out there. He'd buy up all the, because with fragrance, like in person. I mean, as a vendor, I like to be in person when I'm buying fragrance, just because I can hand select, I can hand pick certain scents, and like the Amir Al Oud, I was in person when I picked that fragrance up. That was like one of my top picks. Also, the soft, that was another one that I handpicked. It's just like candy, right? Like being a kid in the candy store. So, but yeah, that's what this guy would do, and he would come back here to the U.S. and he would turn around and he would wholesale. Bergamot's another good one, James. That's another good note that I like. There's a local park here, actually, here in Pittsburgh, and in the summer times they've got like this conservation thing set up, uh, where they uh, they plant certain plants to attract the bees, and one thing that they plant, it's like a whole acre or two of wild bergamot. And if you've ever smelled wild bergamot, that stuff is just amazing. Um, I go over there. I pick some of it sometimes, like in the summer times. So James H says, Bath and Body Wash used to sell the Whitewater Rush. It's really good. I didn't know Egyptian musk has cedar in it. Your Egyptian musk is my favorite. Awesome, man. I'm glad you like that. You said Bath and Body Works. Okay, Bath and Body Works. Yeah, they got some good fragrances down there. I wonder what kind of selection process they go through when they're picking out some of their fragrances. There's another guy that I know who's in this space, and he will go and study different like chains and like different brands, like big brands, and he will apply some of the similar marketing strategies to his own business. But they're always running specials, Bath and Body Works. I know that about them. Hold on, guys. Let me check something real quick. Ooh. Anyways, I'm back, guys. Monica says her first job was at Bath and Body Works. How did you like it, Monica? What? Let me ask you, Monica. What were some of the top sellers at Bath and Body Works when you worked there? So Mariano Perez says uncut oils fragrance where to buy like back in the days, because now it's not hitting like before out here in Baltimore. Really? Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on who you're buying from. But I would check out I just posted. I've been coming with the premiums, Mariano, and it's just what I think is going on. Mariano is thank you for the like. We got a like there on Facebook. Yeah, Prince of Real Estate says Maryland in the building. Prince of Real Estate's out in Maryland. I think what's going on is we've got people that want to they want things at a certain price and they don't want to pay more for it than that. So if they've been getting a 1/3 roll on, for example, if they've been paying $5 for that, since 1995, and all of a sudden you raise the price, you tell them, listen, that's now going to be $12.99. They're going to look at you like you're crazy because they don't understand. One, they don't understand quality. Two, they don't understand the business. And three, they don't understand inflation. They have no clue. And so that's why I believe you have people that are like yourself that you're smelling stuff and you're saying it's not hitting like before, and that's because I believe sellers now are just trying to meet a price point. So I mean, it's unfortunate. I think it takes education. I mean, for example, if you want sandalwood, for example, let's just throw sandalwood out there. If you want sandalwood, and you bought it back in like 2012, and you remember a certain price of sandalwood, and you want that same price now, and somebody gives it to you for that same price now, just know I guarantee it's cut. I guarantee you it's probably 100% guaranteed that it's cut. Because the price of everything is going up. And I mean, it's not really the price of things going up. It's the value of the dollar. The purchasing power of the dollar has gone down. And so it takes more dollars to purchase the same quality stuff as you were used to purchasing it before. So that's what I believe is happening right now. Yeah. Same thing with food. Yeah, you go to a grocery store and you open up a bag of chips and it's like this big airbag, right? With like 5 little chips down at the bottom, and you're paying, however much you're paying. We got some comments here. I'm going to go and read some of these comments out. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to scroll down on some of these comments here. Okay, here we go. So Monica says she worked at Bath and Body Works 10 years ago. The top sellers were Japanese Cherry Blossom and Twilight Woods. Was that the Twilight Woods, Monica? Was that a cedar, or was that an oak? Woods are a big deal. Like, I mean, I know agar wood is a big deal because it's hard to harvest. It's just rare. It's kind of rare, but there's a lot of other woods out there that are not as rare, but they still smell good. Monica says Moonlight Path was really popular with black people. It had a powdery scent and smelled better on their skin as opposed to lighter skin from what I observed. That's interesting. Yeah, I noticed there's certain fragrances that do better on black folks than they do on white folks. Like black guys and African guys, like I've noticed they do well with the fruity fragrances. They wear well. What were the notes in the Moonlight Path? What kind of notes were in there, Monica? And so Prince of Real Estate said it's a DPG world now. It sure is. Heavy cut. It's a heavy cut. But yeah. Prince of Real Estate says, I never use DPG in body oil. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, the purpose of DPG, like I said before, the whole purpose of it is when I'm dealing with manufacturers, they tell me that they have to use a little bit to bind ingredients and as like a fixative and whatnot, but it's not supposed to be in there not supposed to use it to cut it down and make it weaker. You know what I mean? I just find a problem with that. Even if it's like something that you're trying to meet a price point, or somebody's like, listen, I need to have that pound for $8, right? You're not going to have quality. You know what I mean? And it's also used for for making incense sticks. And the whole purpose of using it in incense sticks is to keep the soot down, so that when you burn the sticks, you're not going to have a lot of smoke when you go to burn the sticks. Monica says it's you didn't smell cedar at all. She said it's like a creamy wood. Okay. Monica says that's interesting, Monica. You're really into the fragrance, aren't you? Monica is a true connoisseur when it comes to fragrance. She said her Cambodian oud smelled better on her Ethiopian neighbor than it did on her. Interesting. And she said, hold on, let's post this comment here. How do you guys like the comments when I post them in the video? Monica says the Moonlight Path notes are night blooming jasmine, blue violet, sheer lavender, lily of the valley, and soft musk. Actually, there's a Monica, you said you're still a beginner. I doubt that. You don't have to be a big beginner to be, well, a connoisseur. I don't know, but you're definitely an enthusiast. That's for sure. Kind of like me. I don't consider myself a connoisseur. I consider myself more of an enthusiast, But actually, I'd love to get my hands on a good quality lavender. There was a guy I was dealing with, speaking to Ethiopian. There was this Ethiopian manufacturer I was dealing with back in the day. He sent me samples of his lavender. This lavender was out of sight. It was just sweet. It was a really sweet lavender, and I still have yet to find a lavender that smells that sweet anymore. I mean, I have a good lavender. It does the job. Has some heavy projection. It's loud, but the lavender that I have, it's not as sweet as I'd like it to be. So Monica said, check out Eden Botanicals. They have high elevation French lavender. That is very beautiful. Okay. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah. I like a good lavender. I mean, I actually use lavender. Like, I use lavender in my house, like just to go to bed and stuff like that. It's like if I really need to get to bed on time or reset my sleep schedule, I will douse like a few drops of lavender on, and then I'll take a tablet of Sleep 3. Boy, oh boy! Like if you take that, it will put you out. You won't have a problem resetting your schedule if you do that. What's going on TikTok? Thanks for joining in. Join the fragrance conversation here. Give me some likes, you guys. Come on. Give me some likes. Eden Botanicals. I'm gonna have to check that out. But I use a good nighttime. Well, part of my nighttime routine is I use the Auracacia lavender. Prince of Real says, do you like? I think you said Majmua. I think you meant Majmua. Yeah, man, that one, Majmua is that's one of the that's a loud fragrance right there. I do like Majmua. But you want to know something? I posted a short the other day of me swiping on some of the Kush, which I believe, if I'm correct, I believe Kush is it's basically like vetiver, and when I compare Kush to Majmua, I smell very similar notes in the Majmua, which makes me think that Majmua has vetiver in it. But it's just it's very loud. Yeah, Prince Real Estate said yes, Kush is in it. Yeah, that's what I figured, man. Because yeah, it's just really loud. It's a very fragrant fragrance. I spilled some of that in my car one time, and I don't usually like spilling fragrances in my car because it's just like when I smell a fragrance, like over time, I'm just kind of like I'm over it. But that fragrance, I actually really liked it. I actually was kind of glad that I spilled it in my car because I got a lot of compliments from the neighbors. Like they were, and I was in North Carolina. This was like in the summertime. So imagine the heat was beaming off of the car, and they got a kind of little whiff of it. You like you say you like the domestic Majmua better than the import? Really? I have a domestic version, actually. But the import's pretty good too. But the Kuss, that I've actually smelled. There's a oud. There was a brother that he turned me on to a oud blend. It was like a premium oud uh with Kuss in it, and that fragrance. I think the Kuss kind of made the oud project louder, but I wasn't losing any of the oud notes. I didn't smell Kuss in it, but he was like, yeah, there's Kuss in this. But so Prison Real Estate says, how often are domestics better than imports? That's rare. That's a rarity. I mean, honestly, I've not, like, sometimes you can't just you know get some of the imports made just like that and then have them turn out well as a domestic. It doesn't always work out that way. However, you can do a duplicate of a premium that was an import and have it smell the same, in my opinion, unless it's oud. Like oud is a very, that's a tough one to duplicate here in the US. And that's just because of the fact that US manufacturers aren't close to the source. And you have perfume houses like out in Saudi and the Middle East they already have first dibs on all the crops. And so Prince of Real Estate says, what's the difference between domestic oils and imports? Better quality. The domestics difference between the domestics and the imports is again, like I was saying, I believe it's the level of concentration and the purity of the ingredients, and also I believe it's also some of these manufacturers overseas are closer to the source. Not that it can't be done here in the U.S., but you're gonna pay more for it to be done here in the U.S. And so that's why, like here in the U.S., like we got the technology to make a fragrance smell just as good as all the other imports. It's just, let's say, for example, when it comes to the ouds, you may not be able to get a hold of the agarwood as easily, right? I mean, it's almost like a club, you know. um, these old perfume houses overseas, like for example, like I was saying, they've been around. Some of these guys been around over 100 years, probably longer. And so they already, you had crops being passed down from generation to generation. And these perfume manufacturers, have been in the family for a long time. They already have an ongoing relationship with the producers or the farmers. And so when it comes to that, like agarwood was a form of money back in the day, during the old incense trade routes. Those agarwood would be traded with frankincense and myrrh. And yeah, it's definitely. Monica says she does believe it's a small club. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, check out. There's this documentary, Monica. You probably already seen it, but there's a documentary. It's called Rudimentary, and the brother Osama Cannon. He passed away. May Allah have mercy on him. He was a big time oud fanatic. He loved oud, and it's a whole documentary. Him traveling to, overseas to talk directly with the farmers. And it wasn't just like he talked about like how hard it was to do that. He had to have some serious connects. You can't just be that regular guy that just walks in. And he was breaking it down, like how he was talking about how just when he thought he um, knew enough about the oud, then he'd come back and he'd learn a whole lot more. And there was a lady, I think it was in Thailand, the lady who she owned the crops. Yeah, there was definitely some gatekeeping. We'll just put it that way. You had to have some serious connects to just go in there and talk with this lady about her crops. And Monica says here, she said, what did she say? The guy who sold the oud to her warned her of scammers in Cambodia selling oud. What? In what way? Now, I'm wondering if you got the chips, if you got the actual oud chips, what kind of risk could you run into? Monica, guys, so Monica here in the chat, she's actually Cambodian, so she's been kind of trying to get into her Cambodian roots, and she's been getting into ouds lately. Actually, you say he was Cambodian too. Yeah, that's wild. I just know that these guys they wouldn't go for the oil. They wouldn't go. They would buy I believe that what they would do is they would buy the. I don't know if they bought the chips or if they actually bought it already made. But I knew of a guy in San Diego. He used to buy the chips, and then he would distill the chips down. He would break the chips down in his house. There's another guy out there that does it as well. And he travels, he documents his travels, and just for the oud. There's oud fanatics that's just like, that's all they do. That they don't deal with anything else. And it's almost like an addiction, to be honest. What's going on TikTok? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining in. Like and share. Yeah, Monica, it's definitely, it does sound like a lot of work. I mean, you go over there to just get, just a few little chips of the oud. I mean, I would think that takes some saving up. For the premium stuff, you're going to distill it down, and then I'm like wondering how much of it goes to waste after that, after you distill it down, as far as the wood goes. Hey guys, I just want a quick feedback. Do you guys like this artificial background better, or just the regular me just chilling in the house background? Give me some feedback, guys. Imports, Monica says imports probably have easier access closer to the source for the natural ingredients. I wonder if domestics use more synthetics in their formula. Yeah, I think you're wondering right. I think you're wondering right, Monica. But I do believe, for example, here in the U.S., I believe it's easier to get a lot of florals, and probably easier to source cedar, oak, a lot of the woods except for the agarwood. That's I appreciate Drew. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'll stick with the AI backgrounds. I'll switch it up from time to time. We can play around with that. uh, but yeah, I think here in the U.S. we've got more access to your florals. Now, rose is another one that's just can be sourced from different places, but the U.S. does produce roses. It's just it takes so much. It takes so much rose just for just a tiny bit of absolute. Same with jasmine. Monica says I'm in my element with this background, right? I feel like I'm in my element. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Uh, I'm sorry. Come again, Prince of Real Estate. Say that again. ESO Super or whatever it's called. Um, so Prince of Real Estate says, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sometimes the synthetics give it a push like an enhancer. Yeah, exactly. Um, it's like gives like there's I don't know. There's something about most domestics that have a similar smell, and I can't quite put my nose on it. I mean, it's if you're just passing by someone, they're not going to notice. But if you've been in this business for a long time and you smelling these fragrance, you're like, that has the same something as this fragrance over here. That almost like this, I've noticed like almost like a peppery smell. You know what I mean? And you don't really notice it unless you actually are looking for it. But yeah, I think there's something in there that kind of enhances things. Thank you for the like, Merciful. Everything in Macy smells that same now. Yeah. But I still do believe that like India, for example, because they have a lot of the botanicals, all the herbs and all that stuff, and coming from out of India. And uh I've gotten some samples from out of India, and the samples that were sent were cut. I believe they were cut, and the reason why I believe they were cut it is because I've smelled stuff out of India before that was just like super premium. Now the samples that was sent to me from out of India, uh, they were it smelled pure though. I'm gonna say it was cut, but if it wasn't cut, it was still pure. It still had a really pure smell, like they were just dealing directly with absolutes, and like pure natural ingredients. So that's the thing is, I was kind of at the mercy of this manufacturer. I never ended up buying anything from him. Uh, But yeah, there's some manufacturers out there that are just dealing straight up, just the pure stuff. Monica says, I think if you're a big company, you'd use more synthetics to keep costs down and quality consistent, but it does not. But it does make everything smell the same as a result. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. It's almost like flavor, right? So most of you guys probably don't know this, but like a lot of the manufacturers that are making the fragrance, they also have the ability. Some of them actually make flavors too, and so it's like, for example, if you're like looking for a like the way candy is made, you're promoting blue raspberry, you're promoting watermelon or strawberry. Like the artificial flavors don't actually taste like a real strawberry or like a real watermelon or a real cherry for that matter. You know what I mean? But when you taste it as an artificial flavor, you're like, okay, yeah, that's cherry or that's watermelon. Um, and I think that's kind of like the same when it comes to fragrance, which is why being a small fragrance vendor is awesome. Yeah, I agree, Monica. Because one thing I like about being a vendor is I can source different fragrances from different suppliers or manufacturers, and that will make my business unique to the next guy. Because everybody, that's one thing that I've learned is people in this business, uh, people in this business. Thanks for that hat, the mustache, Merciful. That's funny. People in this business, I've got friends like one vendor I ran into from a Facebook group. This guy's in Pakistan. Like his whole lineup is going to be totally different, than me, right? He has certain things, certain fragrances that hit the locals like, um, and that's just how it is. You're able to kind of pivot, and if I want to bring in like some pure smelling fragrances, I can do that. You know, so, Prince of Real Estate says, "I hate Dior Sauvage. Something in it gives headaches." Are you talking about the original, or are you talking about the sprays? No, the cologne, not the oil. Oh, okay. Have you ever seen the swirls in domestic oils like glitter? I know exactly what you're talking about. The the I think it's like that shimmery thing, like the shimmery little texture look. That's actually, yeah, I've seen that. I heard that's actually a Philly thing. Yeah, Philly has the glitter oil, and I was told that is actually a that actually started there in Philadelphia. What's your take on that? The only issue with that though is people love the swirl. You talking about the glitter? Only can but in Phil but can only can buy it in Philly. You can get that anywhere, honestly. I've actually gotten some of that uh online. You know who carries that stuff? Prince of Real Estate is if you look. It gets hard at the bottom though. Yeah, that's the only problem with that one is it settles. You got to eventually shake it up. But I mean, if it's if it's being sold and it's like, I mean, it makes for a nice, quick presentation. You know what I mean? But the makeup, people that are into makeup, I believe you can find that uh, by people that make their own makeup. You'll be able to find that. You said Monica said guys are into the glitter. They apparently they are. I've actually like it's let me see what's the stuff called. There has to be an actual name for it. It's like a mica or a mica powder or it's like if you ever look for like the dye to dye the fragrances, um yeah, yeah, if you ever look for the dye to dye the fragrances, Monica, you'll see the same people selling the FD&C food dye coloring will also be selling that glittery fragrance. And the Prince of Real Estate says, yeah, it just makes it look cooler. Yeah, it's not like really glitter. I mean, it has like a shimmer to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like a solid shimmery look, and it just really makes the fragrance pop. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it online. Let me see if this comes up. Because yeah, I believe it's the same stuff that they use to make like eyeshadow and whatnot. Um, if you look up, let's say, what I do is I'll look up like let's say, Prince of Real Estate says we know all the secrets. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll look up what you would call it. Um, I would type in for candle making, right? Or for soap making. Because if you can put it in the soap or candle, then you're going to be able to put it on your skin. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be able to only put it in soaps, right? And not be able to put it on your skin if you put it into a fragrance oil. Let's see, for soap making. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Prince of Real Estate says, I sold oil for years, flipped it into my first real estate deal. Oil and CDs and movies was my first business. Yeah, man. Yeah, especially, yeah, it's just it's a good business to be in. I love this business. What's your take on real estate right now, though, Prince of Real Estate, with what's going on? So I'm up here looking for the okay, so it says 1 ounce purple fine glitter crafts, home arts and crafts, candle making, and soap cosmetic. That's kind of what came up. Uh but I've actually gotten some of this stuff before. Mika. Yeah, I believe it's called Mika. A Mika microfine glitter powder. Mika powder, I believe is what it's called. For slime, nail polish, and makeup, guys. So if you're in this business and you're trying to add, saying you're trying to run with the Philly trend here, because we all know Philadelphia is known for setting trends. Um, oh man, Prince of Real Estate. You said the market is dead. I'm interested to know, what do you think? You think it's going to be like 2008, Prince of Real Estate? Do you think it's going to be like a crash, and then you're going to have big investors come in and scoop up homes on the cheap? I know we saw that in 2008. I remember that. That's how I actually started Extravagant Fragrances, is when people started losing their homes. I was like, ooh, you know, I started losing my personal training clients, and I'm like, I got to get in this, do something else. And that's how I ended up in this business. He said he used to use 1,200 from oil to get his first deal. To get the first deal, I was making $50 a day selling oils in 2012. Yeah, I believe that. Stock market is stealing all the houses from regular people. That's a shame. That's a shame. I was actually, I ran across something that was saying how there's illegal money that's being dumped into the real estate. What do you think about that? Should be illegal for stock companies to buy houses. They have unlimited funds. Yeah, haram businessmen. Yeah, there has to be some kind of equilibrium, though. That's what I think. At some point, I think it's a honestly, I think at this point it might be a good idea if you have multiple family members to consolidate. Get under one roof, share expenses. You know what I mean? I'm still toying around with the features on this app, guys. So if you see your comment come up like more than once, then yeah, I'm just still kind of learning everything. Monica says uh, the big glass decanter. Hold on a second, Monica. I'm gonna. Okay, so the big glass decanter, is it detrimental to keep oil in those containers? How's the seal? So, do you mean the Boston rounds, Monica, or do you mean the fancy one that I had the Anna Ashok? It looks like it has the stopper in the top, the glass stopper. Is that what you're talking about? The fancy ones? Are you talking which fancy ones are you talking about? Anna Ashok, yes. Okay. So that that fragrance right there, actually I prefer to keep fragrance in those bottles. It's not detrimental at all. It's just, if you hold on a second. If you're dealing with fragrances or oil that you don't want exposed to the sun, like I know jasmine is something, like especially if your fragrance has like natural jasmine in it, you don't want to have jasmine exposed to the sun at all. It will make your jasmine smell like, it'll turn it like rancid smelling. You know what I'm saying? So like florals like that, like you want to have that tucked away. And some people prefer to go with, darker containers. You don't have to do a darker container, in my opinion, if the fragrance is in a hidden, like a dark room or something like that. You get what I'm saying? So that fragrance I have, like that animal choke that's in there, that fragrance has been in there since like 2016. And it still smells real good, really clean. Doesn't smell rancid at all. Still a really like good smelling fragrance. So, but yeah, I would say either store your fragrance in glass or aluminum. So like this one right here, like just like this right here. See. Um, we got some comments here. Let's see what the comments are saying. So we were talking about so the crazy thing, it was let's see what Prince of Real Estate saying here. What we got here. Crazy thing is, it was oil businessman in the mall near him for 10 years now. Now they're gone. Fragrance oil usually stay around. Maybe people are holding their wallets now. Yeah, I definitely believe that's definitely the case in the economy that we're in. You got credit lines getting cut. People, yeah. When credit is cut off, people are gonna start to retract their spending. He said Jasmine is too floral for you, Prince of Real Estate. The I don't know, personally, I like jasmine, but it has to be. Thank you for the roses there, Merciful. It has to be pure jasmine. I don't like. I'm not a fan of like synthetic jasmines. I carry synthetic jasmines, but I'm not a fan of them. I carry them just because they go into like the incense sticks and stuff like that, stuff that people's gonna burn. But I prefer to have a really, if I can get my hands on like an absolute jasmine, I'd prefer that instead. Yeah, so Monica, yeah, you got to be careful with the florals. Now I can't speak for all florals, but I do know jasmine, and I have experienced this with my jasmine fragrances. Uh, is that if they are left unprotected, just not just kind of out exposed to light and all that stuff, they do tend to go rancid. Yeah. The Prince of Real Estate. You say you were down in Baltimore, correct? You were in Maryland. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that with Maryland. I went down there. I was down there some months ago, and I've noticed um, some, yeah, some oil sellers. There was one oil place. I was just curious because I was like wanted to see if they were still there, and sure enough, they were been out of business like for years now. You know, so I honestly, man, I just think too. It also really depends on, the markets always change. I'm here in Pennsylvania. The markets always change, man. And the thing that I've learned is that people don't, when people are used to making money a certain way, they don't want to adjust to a changing market. And if you can't adjust, man, then chances are you might go under. I was just talking to again, one of my good friends of mine who's local. We were talking about manufacturers and stuff, and we were saying how, some manufacturers, they have like a minimum, and their minimum is like really huge, and then there's other manufacturers that don't have a large minimum of purchase. And but you might have one manufacturer that's like, they do a lot of advertising, the other one doesn't. But I mean, I kind of honestly, I have a lot of respect for the ones that they do a lot of marketing and advertising, because it's like, you will have some out there like manufacturers that will just get lazy. They just like, well, we got our clients, this is what it costs, we're going to charge the most, but then your quality is going to be the same as your competitor, or less than your competitor. Yeah, that's not that's a recipe for disaster, I think. Yeah, so we're sitting here. Let's see here. We're messing around, guys. I know, with some of the features on this app. I'm gonna create a banner right now. Hold on, guys. Okay, hold on a second. I know. She was on her hind legs. Oh. She's over there. Hold on. All right, we're still live, babe. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna try something out here. Hold on. Let's see. What's going on, TikTok? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, we got a little. Here we go. Check out Extravagant Fragrances, guys. Check out Extravagant Fragrances. Oh no, I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. Okay, let's see. Hold on. But Prince of Real Estate, man, we're gonna get through this though, man. I think in the long run, I think we're gonna be fine. I know it doesn't seem like that now, but I think we will be eventually. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, we got some comments in here. I was just toying around. I'm sorry, guys. Prince of Real Estate says, "Well, I remember when you were recovering from an accident. I thought you was gone. Alhamdulillah, you back better than ever. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Honestly, I'm like, Allah could have taken my life that night, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? Who am I? You know? Um, but alhamdulillah, you spared my life that night. That was that was a scary night, man. That drunk driver, uh, he um he comes crossing the lane. I was going down two lanes. This guy comes crossing down, and I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna jump back in his lane. And before you know it, before I could even um, do anything, because there was nowhere for me to go. Before I could even do anything, it was just all I remember is that hit. Just my Prius versus his Dodge Ram pickup truck, and that was it. I was knocked unconscious. There was a couple that came and got me out of the car, and yeah, broke my femur, broke my was it my wrist, broke my neck that night, my C4, and they put metal inside my femur bone. Actually, they put like a titanium rod up through my leg, and but yeah, I mean the cool thing though, is that it kind of forces me to get in the gym, because if I don't train, I start to get discomfort in this leg where the fracture happened. You know what I'm saying? So it forces me to go to the gym. If I continue to go to the gym, the discomfort goes away. But the minute I start slacking in the gym, um, that's when the discomfort comes. You know? Yeah, the guy was drunk as a skunk, man. Um, but alhamdulillah, I'm definitely grateful that it didn't end that night for me. This was back in, what was it, 20? I can't believe it's already been, what, 2021 now? I think that was 2021. Seems like it was just last year. Yeah. We got some. So Monica, so Prince of Real Estate asked Monica if she sells oils. She says she sells bath and body stuff, candles, and blends some of my own oils. I want to get more into these types of fragrances that Ishmael offers. Monica, so what's your what is your number one? Let me ask you something. What is one thing you learned about making candles that you can recommend to other crafters, or for people that are not in that space that are trying to learn about candles? I was doing research actually about candles, and they were saying how you you have you have to do a lot of testing with different wicks and stuff like that. How true is that? Oh, no, I gotta post this. I gotta post this, Monica. That's funny. Monica says, hold on. She said, Monica says luxury wax is BS. So do you mean like soy? You mean like soy wax is BS? TikTok, thanks for joining in. Like and share. Give me some likes. Share the video. Share the live. We're just having fragrance talk tonight, guys. Like coconut. Oh, coconut. How about soy? Like what do you use, Monica? What kind of waxes do you recommend? Okay, hemp is another BS. Uh luxury wax. Yeah, Prince of Real Estate said that's advanced level stuff. Yeah. She says she plays with different kinds of wax. What do you? Let me ask you this, because I hear that the waxes for soy works better with bakery and gourmand scents. Okay. So let me ask you another question, Monica. So the regular fragrance oils, this is the biggest thing I wanted to know is uh, the regular fragrance oils, are you able to use that to make candles with? Because I believe there's different, I don't know, I could be wrong, but when I deal with some manufacturers, are like, okay, is this going to be for, is this going to be for like cosmetic use, or is it going to be for incense? Is it going to be for candles? And that's what they ask me. Now, when it comes to making incense sticks, I I, I could tell you that with incense sticks, not you can kind of use the cosmetic fragrance oils like different, like there's more flexibility basically when it comes to making incense sticks as opposed to. So Monica says she's unsure about that because the solvent could be different. You mean the solvent that's already in the fragrance oil? Okay, yeah, she said yeah. Yeah, the solvent in the fragrance oil could be different. So that's why. What is the safest bet? I mean, what could be possibly different about the solvent though? So she said, like you said, the manufacturer designs the fragrance oils based on what it's going to be used in. Yeah, like I'll give you an example, Monica. Um, so I've got this vanilla bean, right? And I'm like, man, this fragrance smells great. Like I got a lot of compliments with it. Um, there was quite a few people that picked it up. However, I tried to make incense sticks out of the same vanilla bean, and it does not work out. And so I'm starting to think maybe this vanilla bean, uh, maybe I could use it as in an oil warmer, but I don't think I'll be able to use that for sure. Not for incense sticks. Definitely a cosmetic. Wearing it is going to be good. That's what I got it for in the first place. But I would have to get that made differently because they asked me, is this going to be for candles? I actually had to get a different version of that vanilla bean made for a candle crafter. Um, like some would be better suited for candles versus skin safe. So, but is there a possibility that some of the is it a possibility, Monica, that you could use some of the cosmetic grade oils to make candles out of? Could you do that? Could some actually work out? And she said the biggest risk would be stuff catching fire. Yeah. Yeah. Um is my screen moving slow, guys? I don't know. I feel like the stream is kind of moving slow or kind of like freezing up. Can you let me know? I do have notes somewhere on what types of solvents are used. I'll try to find it. Okay. Uh so let's see here. We got another comment here. So he said, Monica said you would have to test. I used Beyonce type oil in a candle once. How did that work out? It was really strong, but it gave off a lot of soot. Really? What now? I know with incense sticks, we used dipropylene glycol to keep the soot down. Is there a solution for keeping soot down in candle crafting? Monica says, I don't know. I'm not a chemist. It really depends on the wax, the wick, the oil, and the jar. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But once you get the candles, once you get it down, then I'm assuming that it's actually smooth sailing after that. Correct, Monica? Is my live freezing up, Monica? Let me know. It took me a year of. Hold on, I'll just post this comment here. So Monica said it took her a year of testing before she got a feel for what worked. Yes, you can narrow it down. Yeah, it's freezing up, huh? I hope this doesn't upload for like that, because the actual stream could freeze up, but when it actually processes through YouTube, it won't come out frozen. So I hope it doesn't do that once the stream ends. So Monica said her biggest advice, I'll just post this. Her biggest advice would be to decide on a container first. Don't test too many containers. Okay. And here's another question I had is Monica. So when it comes to the wax melts, is it easier to make a wax melt being that you don't have to experiment with wicks? Is it easier to make wax melts and get away with more error than it is to make a candle with a wick? Okay, Monica says wax melts are much easier. Okay. So you can get it. Well, so when it comes to wax melts, so what you're saying is you can basically, you can kind of like get away with different oils. Is that correct? Monica says they give a more consistent throw too. Okay. Yeah, I've actually had people ask me about the wax melts some years back, and I actually didn't. So I could basically use just regular fragrance oil in the wax melts, and that'll be fine. Yep. My wife says, "Yep." Monica says she'd test it. Okay. Okay, I appreciate that information, Monica. She said, "Try it." Monica says, "Try it." Yeah, I may look into that. Definitely might look into that. She said it might smell different coming off of a wax melt. Really? Okay. Uh, so Like, are there some fragrances that you would recommend not using? Like, because I mean, if it's up to me, Monica, if it's up to me, I'll be up here putting some like McCullets and stuff like that into these wax melts. I mean, you think that would be a good idea or no? You think citrus would be tricky? Because the heat would burn it off quickly and might smell like gas. Ooh. Are you talking? You're saying that usually pure essential oils don't work well in candles? Okay. Yeah, because essential oils are a lot more volatile. I'm assuming the fragrance oils tend to be a lot more stable. You know, so that's just my guess. Yeah. Monica says fragrance oils are more stable and throw better. They could more complex. They're more complex smell. Yeah, I agree with that. Hold on a second. And the cold throat goes away if you use essential oil. Now, explain to me what cold throw is again. What is cold throw? I'm familiar with. Darn it, I'm familiar with the word throw. I've learned that much. But what is Yeah. So you feel like candles is oversaturated right now? Yeah. There's a lot of people in candles. But but I'll say this, I still buy them. I mean, I do buy candles from time to time. So, and the one crafter that I bought it off of, I think it's still good to have as an add-on, though. Wouldn't you say? Cold throw is basically the candle unlit. Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay, and then hot throw is the candle lit. Okay, okay. Thanks for schooling me here. For sure, it doesn't hurt to have in your product line. Yeah, I just don't know where to start. If I were to do candles, I wouldn't honestly. I wouldn't really know where to start. You know, you said pick the jar that I want to use, and then And then what else you said? You said start testing or something like that. Testing different wicks. Yes, pick one jar first, she says. Pick one jar, then pick your wax. Now let me ask you this, Monica. So in regards to the wax, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What's your take on paraffin? The best, okay, you already beat me to it. The best throwing wax is paraffin. Now I was actually doing research and they were saying that uh the soy producers of soy wax, they've got all this campaigning against paraffin because they're saying like, oh, paraffin's bad for you, this and this and that, but it's just really a big marketing ploy on the side of the soy wax producers. What do you think about that? So Monica says, I don't have a problem with paraffin, but I do like paraffin soy blends. Okay. For the for the uh for the throw, to get that throw. Monica says, I don't have, what did you say? And the coconut wax guys say soy sucks. They all got their own agenda, huh? Okay, so Monica says, yes, the better throw with paraffins for sure. I see. Monica says she thinks the best coconut wax is coconut 83. Okay. Do you use coconut wax or no? Is that something that you carry? You got a Monica, you got a website? If you got a website, I'll promote it here in the chat. Or do you have a place where your candles can be purchased? Okay, she says she'll share some other time. Okay, no problem. Well, it is getting a little late here, guys. It's almost midnight. But we've been going almost, it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. Coconut wax is a little weird, she says. Okay. Yeah. I thought about experimenting with some of the some candles, but I was just like, man, I don't even know where to start. So I do have some jars that I've picked out. And that was the thing, is like, if I was gonna do candles, I was like, well, I don't want to use a jar that's gonna be hard to find, you know. Monica says she thinks that fragrances come across better in paraffin blends. Okay. Yeah. you think any? Do you think my some of my imports, Monica, would work out in the candle wax? Ooh, you coming with the tea, Monica? You got the tea. Said a big candle supplier just recently filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy and left a lot of small businesses hanging. Is that in regards to like what were their biggest biggest selling items for the candle makers? Okay, so Monica said they were a vessel supplier and marketed themselves as luxury. So they had like luxury vessels, like luxury jars. Is that what you're saying? And wax, but their price points were really high. Interesting. So people started the peep game. Babe, I'm not gonna do TikTok. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. So from Alibaba, yes, from Alibaba. uh yeah. That's wild. That is wild. Yeah, honestly, a lot of this stuff is coming from out of China now. You said my fragrances could work in candles, but I feel like it might be a waste. Yeah, you're talking about with the price points. Yeah, I may experiment with some stuff though. But what will be the safest fragrance? What will be the safest wax to experiment with? Okay, so if I formulate them for candle use, it might be better. Okay. What is this number, Monica? LGI 6006. Okay, these are the waxes. Paraffin soy. Okay, so the paraffin soy blends will be good beginner waxes. LGI 6006. I'll put them here in the chat on the screen. Okay, so these are good beginner waxes. Is it IGI or LGI? IGI. Okay. All right. All right. Well, Monica, hey, it was good chatting. I'm glad all of you came in and viewed in today. Good. Monica says so. These are good for these two waxes here are good for cold and hot throw for candle making. Okay. I appreciate all the information, Monica. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I think you will like the new Remember Me fragrance. They're very one of my favorites now, actually. So, but yeah, thanks for joining in, guys. Maybe tomorrow I might be back live again. I don't know yet, but maybe tomorrow. So, but thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was kind of started off as a little a slow stream today, I guess, because the algorithm was trying to let everybody know that I was live and whatnot. But yeah, it's been a nice chat. It's been a nice fragrance talk tonight. So um, maybe I will see you guys again tomorrow, guys. You guys have a good night and have a good rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody.